All right, I'm back once again. So in the last two videos, we discussed the 3 different types of crochet hooks. And then we discussed the weight 3 yarn and the corresponding hook that is recommended to use with that yarn. But if a pattern says, use weight 3 yarn and use a different size hook, because I know a lot of crocheters and their patterns, they usually check gauge and make sure that you are checking your gauge if you are a new crocheter and there's a specific type of fit you want your garment to have. So always remember to check your gauge, and that's just doing a small swatch of whatever stitch you will be using, and just kind of make sure that however many stitches equals, say, like 4 stitches equals an inch. And so you have to make sure that your 4 stitches equals an inch. That way your garment will come out the recommended sizes that is in the pattern. So the next yarn we're going to discuss is weight 4. Now this is by far one of my favorite yarns to use for just about anything. I call it regular or standard yarn because this is, like, to me, the most basic, highly used yarn. And as you can see, you can tell, like, the difference in thickness. This yarn is a little bit bigger than this one. This is size 4. I got this yarn from Michaels or Hobby Lobby, one of the two. And once again, let's read the label. So this is size 4 or medium weight yarn. It is 100% acrylic, good for, any type of warm garment you're wanting to make, hats, clothes, and whatnot. And then the recommended hook that you use for this one is a 5.5. Oh, I got the wrong hook. Is either a size 5.5 or USI or a 5mm hook. So with this one, I recommend using a 5mm hook because when I first started crocheting, I was crocheting a little bit tighter. And now that I have started to crochet a little bit looser, I find that using an H hook is a little bit better with size weight 4 yarn. So even though it does call for a 5.5 hook, I do recommend. This is just me personally and my preference. You'll develop your own preference as you go, but I do recommend using a 5mm hook, and sometimes you'll have it printed on the back, and there goes that corresponding letter H or 5mm hook, whereas this one, it would say I right here, and then 5.5, and then it would say 5.5 right there.